finally Shan's time, guys. It's finally Shan's
Yeah.
time to go. So Shan finally goes. We get what's been a pretty good episode. I don't know if it's maybe like a top 2 episode, but it's probably a top 3 episode so far. Some good stuff, some bad stuff, but we're here to discuss it all. And let's welcome in Bitter Juror, who just joined.
What's
I mean,
up?
I think that this episode added a lot, and I do think that although I have my discrepancies with Shan, I do appreciate the fact that Shan did carry, like especially this pre-merge a lot. If we didn't have a Shan figure so far on this season, I do feel like we have a lot worse of a season. But we get the whole hero music edit for her going out, and she gets a complete hero edit. Both me and Sky had been like, oh my god, there's no way that she goes out here because her edit's just too positive in this episode.
Wait. Who's we? No. I never
Yeah,
said
you did.
that. No, I didn't.
We
Bro,
had
I
agreed
had it like
that her edit was
7th on Power
too
Rankings.
positive. We had agreed that her edit was too positive for her to get booted.
Maybe in
yes
the
or no?
pre-merge, yeah, but
No, like right now, earlier.
I don't
True or
know
false?
about that.
Oh, you don't know about that. Okay.
We're talking about Discord. No,
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, you said her edit's too positive. I was like, yeah, but I think Danny
Yeah.
might go home because he's getting confessionals.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but
we're not talking about Daniel. You said yes. You said the word.
No,
yeah.
I said
All right,
yeah, but doesn't
All
mean
right,
I agree.
Bitter
with you.
Juror.
No.
How
Learn
do you
English.
feel about Bitter Juror? Like how do you feel about Shan going? Obviously, me and you have our discrepancies over Shan, but she's also given us thousands of views on YouTube. So I mean, listen, Shan can gladly come back on Survivor if it's up to me. But no, in all seriousness stuff, Shan definitely is a controversial character, especially in our social circle. So tell me about how you feel about Shan getting the boot here with the whole hero edit and hero music at the end.
I mean, I felt pretty good about her going, obviously, but
Yeah,
her being like a hero edit, I don't agree with that. But like,
I
her
think
calling
she got
people snakes and stuff when she was being a
yeah,
snake.
that I don't agree with, because she's like great job Ricard, but when it was really Deshaun's move, like of course Ricard was a very interesting move by Ricard, considering that Shan tried to save him. Like Shan early episode was like, okay, no, like we need to save you, and he was like, I didn't expect that. Like I feel like Ricard almost like saw like that Shan was becoming like letting her guard down, and Ricard was like, wait, this is my shot right here. And then he went after Shan. It seems cold, but it's probably a good move for his game overall, because he never beat Shan at the end. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't get why like Chantel was like, oh yeah, good job, Ricard. Then like Deshaun was like, you're a snake. Like, yeah, it was like Deshaun, like Ricard needed Deshaun to have that plan go. It's like y'all, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. Chantel.
Deshaun's plan was still within keeping the 4. He just wanted to get rid of Ricard.
Yeah, he wanted to keep Chantel. Actually, his original plan was to get Ricard.
Ricard started your inevitable blindside, and the person who did your split vote was Erica. Like those are two people that you should be mad at over Deshaun. I don't know why she was like, oh, screw you, Deshaun. You like have my vote for $1 million in Sky. Tell us about what you were telling me about how like that's not even like a good thing for her to say about Ricard in front of everybody.
I mean, yeah, like she was like, "Hey, Ricard, you get my vote," and like she just said that in front of everybody. It's like, "Oh, I want some votes, and Ricard has a guaranteed vote. Why don't we just come out?" We actually saw something like this, at least in Edge of Extinction. Now it wasn't exact like this. I forgot who, but I think Victoria told everyone that she was going to vote for Gavin, right?
Yep.
And the crazy thing was actually that she said that because she wanted Gavin to get voted out because she didn't want him to be in the final 3.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like Shan was doing, kind of.
Yeah, but I don't think Shannon wants that.
I don't think she purposely
really does. I think she really does want Ricard. I don't know. I think she just got a little too into her feelings when she got voted out. So
yeah, she basically said, "Bring Deshaun as a goat and vote out Ricard next." That's basically what she said.
Yeah, without even saying it, So yeah, bad. She even after the game, she's still making moves that don't work. So yeah, It was a good episode though. I think set up to a pretty good blindside. I honestly thought that Danny was gonna stay with
Yeah.
the camp out because he has been the
Me
one
too.
that's been like the most like I want to keep the camp out alive. I want to have us at the final four. Keep us strong or whatever. He's also the guy that benefits the most, I think, from the camp out.
Yeah.
But nope, he went with and I think it was probably ultimately Deshaun's decision that just kind of forced Danny to.
Doesn't it still go? Okay, so if Danny goes with Liana and Shan, that's a 3-3 to 2 vote where Erica gets 3 votes. What would it be like? Like maybe Shan and or Liana gets the 3 votes, and then the other one gets 2 votes.
Yeah.
And then you would revote with Erica and the person who got 3 votes not voting, and wouldn't the person who got the votes still go home? And in the end, I feel like they try to trick us here into thinking that Danny really had a say in this when it really wasn't. I think that part of why they use Danny's clip is because he was being very like ambiguous, like, well, I don't know which side I'm going to go to, and I have to think that a lot of the time they get confessionals where it's like, yep, I'm going with this person 100%, like they're going home, and then you only use those when that person's gonna get blindsided. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, and I feel like at the end of the day, whichever side Deshaun ultimately leans with is the one that Danny goes after. So I don't really think it goes up to Danny. I think it goes more up to Deshaun. Then he tells Danny like, okay, we're doing this, and Danny's just kind of back in the corner. Where I was like, well, I guess I have to follow Deshaun. So yeah,
It was so weird for Danny to say Erica is the bigger threat than
I know,
Shan.
right? I'm like, bro, Erica,
what are you saying?
Erica hasn't even existed until now. It's
Well,
like
I think part of it is that she is the most actively playing person from the bottom. I was kind of disappointed here. I wish that Xander, and I know that Xander honestly probably played the best for him right now is to just stay quiet. But I mean, as far as like strategy wise, Eric has been the most active person on the bottom. Obviously, Heather hasn't done much. She literally said that she's okay with being a follower throughout the entire game at tribal council in front of the jury to Jeff. Like, what? And then obviously Xander's playing his game of just like, I need to be as small and quiet as possible. And actually losing this challenge actually helped him because now he's not going to go on like a quote unquote immunity run, which is good for his threat level. And so I will say that as much as I don't really like Erica as like a winner pick, I do think that Erica is the most actively playing person from the bottom. And what we could get is like an Erica 3rd place finish where she actually gets like a vote or 2. The 2nd place gets like 2 votes or 3, and the winner gets like 5 or 6. Because I do think that Erica's edit is enough to at least get to the end and lose. Maybe not like your runner up that like loses by this much, but definitely enough to get at least to the finale, if not get to the final trouble. Because she has had a super increase in confessionals. Obviously, it's not going to be Heather there. It probably not going to be Danny there. Just based off his edit. His edit, I got no personal content from Danny. It's always from Danny. It's always like it's either him being like painted as the opposition to the hero of the episode, whether that's Evie or Xander or Shan, or it's just like him talking about something where he has to talk because like he's in this in the situation. It's very circumstantial, and so I don't think we see Erica or sorry Heather or Danny get to the end here, and that leaves only what now 5 people left who I think have a real
man.
Yep.
Let's go.
It leaves Xander, it leaves Erica, it leaves Ricard, it leaves Shan, it leaves Deshaun. So, or no, Shan.
Not
Shan's
Shan.
gone.
Shan just got voted out. And I don't really see
Deshaun.
Ricard winning either at this point with his edit.
Yeah, I see. Well, so we were talking before the show, the live stream started. Is that we said that Ricard is getting this like abnormally heroic, or at least like a lot of personal content lately. I think he could be our like Mike White 2 or 3 votes at the end, but he loses. Because he doesn't really have enough to get a winner's edit at this point, especially in the pre-merge, in which he was in a great spot for him and Shan to just equally divvy up all of the confessionals there if he was going to win. But because he's probably not, they probably didn't, and they were like, let's just go full on Shan and have her go out and like that Sophie spot. And so I do think that Ricard's not winning, but he does have the edit at this point to probably get to the end, and that's where we could see him in a Mike White spot where he gets like a 2 or a 3 vote final tribal in a jury of 8, and then the winner gets like 5 or 4 votes at the end. I could see that happening, and then we have a third placer, maybe Heather, but I feel like Heather I almost doesn't really have the edit for it, so it could be like an Erica in that third place spot. I think if Deshaun gets to the end, he beats anybody except for probably Xander and probably
You're the man.
Xander's stock went way up now.
Yeah.
Xander's stock did go up, but it really wasn't by his doing. It was more just because Deshaun now having like Liana screaming in his face, which now means Liana now has a target on her back because she's screaming at the most powerful person in the entire game's face.
Look, this is exactly what Xander needed to do, though. He can't always be like this big, massive force. He was able to go back and be quiet when he needed to. And I don't even know if we got a confessionals episode. We might have gotten one. But no, his name was never really brought up as an option, which is surprising for, how much of a game he really has played and how much of a contender he is to win. Not even get his name thrown around once, I think is really impressive. So if he can just keep it up, maybe make a couple more moves, I think he can find himself being the winner of the season.
I agree. So for those of you watching, at the final 6, what I'm gonna do before maybe final 6, maybe the day before the finale, I'm gonna drop a video playing out every single final 3 combination and who I think would win and by what vote, and go through each jury member. It's gonna be a long drawn out video, and in that video, I'm sure I'll have a lot of possibilities. I just want to go through a few here, not necessarily like going through every single name, but just going through a few like high possibility final travels. So the first one that I want to talk about would be a Danny, Deshaun, Erica final travel. What do we think the votes go on that one?
Oh man,
Danny.
I would say Danny, Deshaun, and Erica. I think Shan and Liana both vote for Danny.
Really?
I just feel like Shan is very anti-Deshaun at this point.
Yeah, I know, but you don't think she includes Danny after like finding out more information about what happened?
I don't.
You're right. I think maybe Liana swings Deshaun, but I think that Shan probably stays Danny in that situation. I think Heather goes
maybe even Eric. Go Erica.
So hold on. So I think Heather goes Erica in that spot. I think Xander might actually go Erica in that spot. Maybe Deshaun. And so I do think you get a Deshaun win there, but I feel like Deshaun's stock did drop this episode just because Shan, the most, or at least what used to be the most socially powerful player in the game, and definitely probably the most socially powerful person on Ponderosa, now literally hates you and has openly said it out loud in front of the entire jury and players left in the game. It could help him actually, because now people may not be as threatened by his prospects of winning, but it also could hurt him because he can't win, or at least quote unquote he quote unquote cannot win. Although I still think that he has a pretty good shot too. What do you guys think about who has the best shot to win if they get to the end against anybody?
Xander.
Yeah,
let's
Xander
go.
now. Yeah.
Not even. I'm glad I'm not even joking when I say it at this point now.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
I think now that Shan's gone, I think we'll see Liana probably go pretty soon out the door, whether it's next episode or the one after, or maybe an early finale booth. And after that, there's no like Shan or Liana or Evie person who's at the end where they're like, we should give it to a woman. Oh my God, you know what I mean? Whereas in like when Shan was there, I was worried about them just saying, oh, it's a woman. Let's just vote for her. Whereas now I'm not as scared about that, because I don't think that Shannon is going to get up there in a final tribal of Xander, Deshaun, and Erica and be like, oh my God, Erica's the one. She needs to win. She needs to win immediately. Whereas I think if it's like Liana, Danny, and like Erica there, I think she probably does get up there and be like, yo, like Liana's the one we need to vote for her.
Yeah. I agree. So, it's great that Xander actually, I don't have to joke about it anymore when I say Xander is a contender winning, because at this point, I don't think they're going to do the whole like, this person needs to win because X or Y, So I feel like with Shan now out, we can, finally not have to like look at the final 3 like, well, this person may win because they're women or because they're part of the camp out. The camp out's basically been, crumbled down to nothingness. So
I think I think that if they had gone with Liana on the revote, I think Shan would be down to possibly get back with the camp out. But obviously, as we saw in the next time on, Liana is not down to get back in the camp out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely, which is great in my opinion. So
yeah.
more of that, and at this point, I feel like Liana's probably next to go if keep things up. But I don't even know if like Ricard necessarily is going to be the next one voted out because I do kind of see him as a go, but they could just be like, well, we know like because he's the only person that we know for sure has a jury vote. No one else has for sure a jury vote. But Ricard does, so that's obviously a big thing they need to consider.
It really depends on how much chaos was made. If Ricard can kind of slip back under the radar this next week.
I mean, if I was out there, I'd be looking for anything to vote one person out over me, and I can be like, well, guys, we know that Ricard has a guaranteed jury vote. None of us have a guaranteed jury vote, so why don't we just get him out?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is true. I cannot stand Jeff right now. Jeff at Tribal saying, I learn a new thing every day about this game.
Yeah, no, I cringe so hard.
Oh, I just cringe so hard.
His whole thing is this is a new show, right? So what are you talking about? You're learning new things. Of course you're learning a new thing. This is the first season of the
we're also where's the monster, Jeff? I was promised a
Where's
monster.
the monster?
I still don't see a monster. I was promised the monster.
Yeah. Give me Monster energy drinks brought out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, bro. Where the monster's at, but whatever. I just want to see my monster, but it's not coming. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
so
let's go through some comments in the chat. I'm gonna go all the way back. I had asked a little bit earlier, and then I also asked now. So I'm gonna go back and just go through some questions in the chat that I feel like we should discuss. So let's start with did Ricard flip at the right time on Shan?
I think so.
I think that Ricard flipped at a good time. I don't know if it was the best time. I feel like he probably should have flipped last tribal, actually.
Yeah.
But then again, last one was a split. If last tribal wasn't a split, I think him flipping on Shan is actually a pretty good idea because then on this vote, they probably all come back and go against Deshaun and Danny, who have no idols or advantages. I think that's his best shot, but because production kind of screwed the last episode over by doing the split up and kind of pushing this storyline of Shan versus Deshaun back an episode, that's why Ricard was kind of forced to wait another episode to do this. But I think it was obvious that as soon as Ricard was like, why would you tell me that I'm going to go home? Like, I think Ricard was definitely in like me versus you mode from about halfway through this episode for sure. So next question. Let's go. Question.
Didn't sell.
Somebody say. Somebody say. Okay, so somebody says, What do you mean, Spencer? Erica is definitely winning. Crown emoji. Do we feel like Erica has a shot to win here, or no?
I do think she has a shot. Yeah,
I do. I actually do.
I agree that she has a shot to win. I think it's against Heather and
Ricard.
Who else? Like maybe Danny.
It's just because I don't know how bitter people are going to be now after what just happened.
But I mean, you did say though, like, what's it? Erica is the most active person on the bottom, and I can see this jury respecting that.
I agree. I agree. Like, she is playing the Michelle game better than Michelle played it in Winners at War. She is playing that. I am at the bottom. I am not good socially, but I'm playing as hard as I can strategically, and I have not given up. I will not give up, and I will grind. I grind out to the end. The issue is, that means you're not playing necessarily the best game because you're like, if you're at the bottom in the first place and your name isn't Xander, you really don't have an excuse to be at the bottom because you were on a tribe that had the majority of the people who made it to the post merge and also who are still in the game. So I do think that partly is on her. And I think the jury will hold her responsible for that. But I do think that the person who is the most active from the bottom always has a shot to win, because if someone's going to win from the bottom, it's probably going to be that person.
Yeah, actually, here I want to say some of the commenters said Ricard is a G. He caught her lacking. I mean, it is true though. It is floating rock talk. Ricard's a G. He caught her lacking.
I know who the monster is, Shan.
Oh, you're right. Oh my god, it all makes sense.
She's something.
Okay, so Grayson said, "Are you happy that Shan is gone?" I've already given my take on this.
Can I say something about it?
Yeah. I mean, look just one small thing.
Right.
I respect Shan so much for adding to the season, and as much as I have my discrepancies with her, I can respect that. I think she's a shoe-in for the next second chance ballot. And I mean, yeah, go ahead, shit
Yeah,
on.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
But the only downside is that you can't really make Chantel comments anymore unless she says
Yeah.
something.
She'll say
Twitter.
she'll
Trust
say
me.
things.
Trust me.
Yeah, she'll say dumb
I
things on Twitter.
her
but,
Twitter account is still lively as a
And
I
she still gets
know.
to say
So-
something at the jury speech.
Oh yeah, she's
our,
probably gonna say something at the jury.
our Spotify and Apple Music listener or Apple podcast listeners are probably very confused right now as they just heard celebration time. We're actually no, we're gonna get copyrighted. You asshole.
No, hey,
gonna get
look,
copyright
no,
strike.
it's not.
It was short
okay?
enough, I think.
It was short
Yeah,
enough.
no,
all
no,
right?
I'm joking.
YouTube
We're not.
respects
We're
the
not
grind.
actually.
No,
respects
they
the
Someone
don't.
actually said, I think this is a good question. Wait, where is it?
Yeah.
At? How do you guys feel about the majority of advantages this season being unused / going out with their player?
It is kind of annoying because seasons like Kagiyan and Dave vs. Goliath, like part of the fun was that the advantages didn't feel like a lot, and then all of a sudden they popped up in one episode, and then they were played in that episode. And so I don't like when I see an advantage. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, can we get rid of them? And they just sit there and sit there. Like, at least if it's going to be like an overabundance of advantages, at least have the fun part of having advantages in the game, and that's to play the advantages and to have them being played back to back to back tribals. At least have that. I feel like when you're not only frustrated like with the amount of advantages, but also not being able to see these advantages play out, and like the fun part of like blank will not count. Like I don't know. Like I feel like we're missing out in that way of seeing these pay off, because I feel like Xander's Idol's not really paying off. I feel like Shan's obviously didn't pay off, and there's no merge idol, which is very honestly kind of frustrating, because if you're gonna have all these idols and then not have a merge idol, it's like, bruh, come on.
I like not having more idols, and I like them not playing them.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they're doing that. It's happened. I mean, back-to-back episodes now where someone's gotten home with an idol in their pocket. It's pretty interesting.
It feels like more back to basic Survivor.
I think that's cool, but I just look at seasons past that have been good, even seasons as close as Dave vs. Goliath. And one thing was, honestly, I feel like this season is different in two facets than a season like Dave vs. Goliath. One, the advantages feel like more, like we've been complaining more about advantages, yet they're not getting paid off as well. So like in Dave vs. Goliath, we had a worse advantage than we've seen so far in this season with the idol nullifier. Yet the issue is that got paid off very well in that season, whereas in this season, some really cool advantages have not been really paid off yet. But I also can understand liking the fact that there's not like an idol play every single episode, because it kind of takes away from the magic of an actual idol play. So I get it.
Yeah, hopefully they don't. It'll be a sign to not do as many advantages next season.
Yeah. I mean, I guess season 43, not 42, because it's already aired. But I'm okay with the people going home, because we also got the what was it, that really super powerful advantage that Liana had, basically got was unused, which I personally like. As long as like those, if any more of those big like really bad advantages come up, I'm glad that if they won't get used. This person doesn't believe that Xander's winning. It's kind of cringe. But.
He said kind of cringe. Someone said, and I actually think it's a pretty good one. Do you think that bitter juries still exist? So I think bitter juror is the one to start this one out. What do you think?
Everyone's bitter. Even the most people saying they're not bitter still have some sort of bitterness.
Even like Missy,
no one likes
is
being
bitter.
played.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I feel like no matter what, you're always going to have a bit of bitterness in you, because you're not there. You want to be there. The whole reason why you're there is because you want to win, and you're not one of the three, or I guess maybe two, I don't know, people sitting there. So there's always going to be that bit of, bitterness. But I feel like this jury probably won't be bitter, because I'm not getting a good read on the jury, because I could see this jury being like a really bitter jury with people like Tiffany on the jury, people like Chantel.
I think that the deeper, or I think that honestly, the people who will be bitter are the people in the camp out alliance. I think it's the only people that you'll see who
Like
will be bitter.
Chantel.
I do not think that Evie, Tiffany, or Nasir will be overly bitter. Maybe Tiffany, but I
Have you
think
seen
Tiffany's.
Tiffany's Ponderosa
Yeah,
video, bro?
but since then it seems like she's kind of cooled down
Yeah, she
from
has plenty of
Evie's.
time to cool down over.
Yeah, exactly.
True. She has
I think the
most
people
time to cool down.
who are going to be bitter is Liana when she goes, and then obviously Shan. I think if Deshaun or Danny goes, we'll probably get a pretty good speech from them. I don't see Erica or Heather being that bitter, but maybe we'll get a sailor's cussing fit from Heather. But yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe I could see maybe Erica being bitter depending how she goes.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I mean, actually, I don't know because like Erica seems like a big game player. When like she seems like a person that like really like I think respects the game or stuff like that. At least that's what I've gone off of.
That's what I hope.
Yeah, that is what I hope. I don't want to see like okay. What do you think bitter juror? Since you are the bitter juror, what season do you think has the most bitter jury?
Simone.
Well, definitely probably All Stars, but
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All Stars.
yeah, and Samoa, yeah.
I would
guess
say more
villains was also kind of bitter.
I maybe towards Party, but I think Russell probably deserved to lose. I mean, he literally says "F you, Rupert" right in front of.
Yeah, no. I feel like they were bitter to Party because of Russell.
Yeah.
So, which I don't think is necessarily fair.
Most returning seasons have a lot of bitterness.
They do.
True, because they do want to be
relationships.
Yeah.
I think that honestly, I would go with Samoa over All Stars. One, because I think Russell probably plays a more impressive strategical game than Rob does in Samoa, just because he comes in with such low numbers, whereas Rob comes in already being up. What is it, 3? Like he boots out. He boots out Lex, Kathy, and then Shan's just like waiting to get booted out. She literally calls the entire cast stupid, like in a confessional. Like, are you like the basic rules of social game? But yes, I mean it's the thing. It's like I think Russell plays a better game probably, and I think Russell honestly gives a better final tribal performance. I think Rob is very like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he does. I think I think he was genuinely surprised by how bitter the jury was.
He was definitely shocked. He was definitely shocked because I think whereas Russell was shocked at the vote reading, I think Rob was shocked at the tribal council. I think Russell gave a better final tribal. I think Russell plays a better game probably, and I think Natalie White or Amber. I'd go with Amber over Natalie White's game because at least Amber, I think, somewhat knew what she was doing. I think Natalie White just got picked by Russell to not get booted out as like the 5th person in the pre-merge from Fofo. So I don't know. That's a whole different combo for a different day. Maybe me and Bitter Juror can do a series on bitter jurors. I don't know. Cool. We'll have to see.
Goated series, yeah.
Somebody says, do you think that the anti-Shan 6 will stick together? I'll give my opinion and then I'll give you guys the floor. I think they will not stick together for one vote. I think they'll probably blindside somebody, maybe Erica, maybe Danny. I doubt it'll be Deshaun this early, but who knows? I think Deshaun might be our fire loser. Maybe that's just my personal guess though. I think that they'll probably blindside somebody, whether it's Erica, Danny, Xander, etc. And then maybe next vote or the vote after that, we'll see a Liana boot. I just think that Liana is not socially connected at this point. Ricard isn't really connected to her at all. Her only connection was she latched on to Shan so hard. She had pre-existing connections with the Yase tribe and with Deshaun Daney, but she just isolated herself and Shan so much. I think Ricard plays it better in that scenario where at least Ricard says, "Hey, I me and Shan are not going to make it to the end alone. I need to make new friends with other people. For an example, Nasir. For an example, Erica. Instead of just isolating like Liana did. So I would personally say that Liana may make it another round. I think she's probably going relatively soon.
I mean, I think I basically agree with what you said, except flip it. I think Liana, the anti-Shan coalition could stick for one more vote. Just get out Liana, get rid of the extra, weight that Chantel holds in the game, and then they break up, go after a Ricard, go after an Erica, someone like that.
Possibly, yeah.
I think it's going to be all new drawn lines next week. People are probably not going to be, except for Danny and Deshaun. I don't see anyone being necessary, and Eric and Heather being a duo, sticking together with people.
Speaking of the devil, guess who just went live 11 minutes ago? No, sorry. Go ahead.
who did?
What do you think? Do you
Shan?
not? Do you not get the joke? Do you not get the joke?
No,
My last video.
Oh.
Come on,
Oh,
come on, guys!
okay.
Wow,
I
wow!
get
You
it
guys are
now.
not getting my jokes. I like
No,
it. Okay.
no.
Rob
I
has
got
an
it, I got
agenda.
it. I mean, he does. He definitely does.
Go and give your take, and then we'll move on. We have some questions piling up a little bit.
Take on what?
Your take on the question about wait, actually, did we? Yeah, we already finished it. Yeah, we're good. Someone said, "Is Erica the next Natalie White?" I think we can probably go over that one pretty quickly.
I mean, she's already played a better game than Natalie White has, so I mean,
yeah, maybe, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean, her move tonight was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was her move actually. Yeah, she did tell Danny to do the whole split bow thing with Leon and Chantel.
Yeah.
So
guy,
was Erica's move.
The same guy had like an epiphany. He says, "Wait," in all capital letters. He says, "I think we're getting a Heather win." And to that, I say, "Do you need a prescription?
Do you need medication
from your doctor?"
If anything's going to save the show, Heather's going to win. But
no, I mean, I can't know if you're actually serious about that because if you are serious, I will go off on you. But if
a lot of Xander's winning in the comments right now, as I'm scrolling. So.
Oh yeah, because he is winning. Xander's 100% winning. Yeah. I mean. How can Xander not win? I feel like Edgic is going crazy right now.
Imagine Sydney's jury speech right now. Oh my god, bro. That would have been insane, bro. That would have been absolutely all-time amazing.
But the whole 18-person cast, first merge boot, not part of the jury, whatever, ruined our, honestly, Survivor 41 worst season ever because we didn't get to see the Sydney jury speech. But what can you do? I don't know. I feel like Edgic is going crazy though right now because I feel like Chantel was still probably I don't know how Edgic really does their stuff, but I feel like Chantel probably was one of the more higher looked upon people in the edit, and so is Tiffany for some reason. I still
think
don't get
they
why
were
they
both top 2 before their boots. Like when Tiffany went, I think they were both top 2. Curious to see who's at the top now. The next question says.
It's no. So if anyone in the comments knows the Edgic thing, can someone please explain to me why Edgic thought that Tiffany was the winner? I still don't get that. If anyone in the comments knows how the Edgic works or whatever, please tell me because I still understand that.
When you get a good answer, let me know. I'm way up in the live chat back 5 minutes ago, finding questions. Our next question says. What was up with Shan's send-off music at the end? You guys?
Yeah, that was the whole hero thing.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't Stephanie from Ghost Island get that? It's just bizarre to me. You're a pre-merge boot and you got developed.
To be fair though, she was very likable.
She was
very likable
and got swap screwed, but you got swap screwed. You're a pre-merge boot. Why are you getting Shan music?
Because Bradley was there and Bradley sucks.
Okay, next question says.
I always talk about Bradley in these episodes. I somehow bring up Bradley.
Bradley character breakdown.
Someone says Ricard's having the EV episode, win both reward and immunity, and then go to the next episode. They're gone. So
I don't think
maybe
so.
He can.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't agree either.
I do not think that Ricard will even go home next episode. I feel like it's probably going to be someone like Erica or Leon? No.
He should if he pulls in Xander. If Ricard does that, I think that'd be good for him.
The newest comment is the Edgic thing or whatever. Edgic thought Tiffany was the winner because of her whole surgery story and the storyline of the first episode with her being an underdog, and Edgic thinks underdog storylines can't be winners.
Any questions you have, guys, throw them in the chat now before we go into our MVP and close
opinions on Ricard's immunity reward choices. I think they were pretty safe choices, honestly.
Yeah. I think maybe not picking Heather. Or wait, was it Heather who you picked? That was weird. Yeah, Heather.
And
that
Xander.
Was a little weird pick. Yeah, I think he probably should have gone with him. I think Shan's a good pick there to keep Shan from plotting back at camp. I don't think he needs to really get Deshaun or Danny on board there because they're going to flip with them anyway against Shan. I think he missed an opportunity there to strategize with Erica there. So maybe he brings. If you're going to bring Heather, just bring Erica with you. What's the point there? And just bring Heather.
It was kind of a bad move because Danny and Deshaun were targeting him until he won the immunity.
To be fair, he didn't know that. I don't think so. I mean, that did give them more time though to dude. Oh, because someone else said it.
It was kind of
Edric Tiffany, her edit was the most complex and consistent of the mergers. She had personal and strategic with visibility in every episode, including confessionals. I don't know about that, but you know. Oh yeah, someone says Liana is annoying to me a lot, bro. She cried again. I swear, she keeps crying.
Yeah.
She's going for the world record.
More slow-mo footage for me.
Yeah, bro, she started crying because Deshaun said he wanted to get a Ricard. Not even Chantel. Not even not even her. He said he wanted to get a Ricard. He's like, oh my god, like it was like he wants to get you out. And she even said, honestly, at this point, who cares about winning? I just want to go to the end with Chantel. That's basically what she said. I was like,
I wasn't
oh
a
my
fan
god.
of that.
My whole family was just like throwing their arms up and stuff when we were watching that.
I loved her saying like, yeah, I really need to make a move and separate myself from Shan. Then cut to her crying.
Yeah,
I changed my mind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm curious. So let's just critique this, like give our opinions on this person's opinions. So Total Drama says 7th Liana. I can get behind that. 6th Danny, I can get behind that. 5th Heather, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And then 4th, I'd say it's either Deshaun. I'd say it's probably Deshaun versus Ricard. Maybe if one of them wins immunity, they might go against each other at the end. Or if one of them wins, then the other one will probably lose in 5. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's either Ricard or Deshaun lose in fire, one or the other. So I guess Ricard losing in fire is a believable thing for me. That's a Deshaun, Erica, Xander final tribal. I think Xander getting 0 votes is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't get 0 votes.
And I'm liking this. I think this
no. And I think Evie 100% votes for Xander against Deshaun and Erica.
It really comes down to how Evie is with her if a woman.
But then there's also Tiffany and there's also Nasir.
I feel like
I think that might
Xander as well. I
think okay, hold on. So at tribal, the fact that Xander really didn't get any content in this episode and really didn't do anything in the past few days of the game, and yet the jury is still saying, oh, look at him, he's there and he still is an idol. Like, they are on his. I generally feel like Xander could have 3 lock votes right now on the jury in the first 3 jury members, in Tiffany, Nasir, and Evie. I think genuinely he could have those 3. So let's say for S's and G's that he swaps that they swap over. Would those people be the one voting for? I'm guessing Erica is probably who this guy has them voting for. So now that's 4 Deshaun, and now, okay, let's just play it out. That's 4 Deshaun. Now it's 3 Xander and then 1 Erica. I think that's more believable. I actually think that's probably that. Like if I saw this, that's probably who I would pick to win, and how I would pick them is probably like if it's a Deshaun, Xander, and Erica final tribal, I think Erica probably gets Heather's vote. I think Xander probably gets Tiffany, Evie, and Nasir's vote, and I think Deshaun gets everybody else's vote.
But she only wins by 1 vote in that scenario, right?
Actually, I think Shan might be our swing vote here, because Shan could swing to Xander and make it a 4-3 in Xander's favor, or to Deshaun and make it a 4-3 in Deshaun's favor. Who do we think she goes to in that spot?
I think Shan goes Erica, maybe because she respects her having a part in taking her out.
So then she's giving Erica the vote.
That makes it a 3-3-2. Then where?
Correct.
Okay, let's say this. Who do you think Erica votes for if it's a tie between Deshaun and Xander? I think
Erica votes for Xander every single time, 100%. That's where we get. Okay, so
Xander wins. Let's go.
I genuinely think that the only 3 people that really have a genuine shot to win right now are Deshaun, Xander, and Ricard. And maybe Erica. Like I feel like Heather, Danny, and I feel like
I agree with those 4.
Liana, I feel like Liana 7th, Danny 6th, Heather 5th. The order might be swapped around, but I feel like that's pretty much the guaranteed next three boosts here. I do think that Ricard, Deshaun, Erica, and Xander is probably, like, if I had to stake my life on a Final Four, that's probably the one that I would go with. I would pick Deshaun to probably lose at the end there, and then Ricard to get
that's his guaranteed Xander win. I mean, I'm okay with that.
I do think that Ricard probably gets 3 lock votes, but then Xander just gets every other vote. And
which is 5 votes, right?
I don't know. I think you guys really overestimate people voting for Xander.
No, because look at this, right? Chantel obviously votes for Ricard in that situation. Yep. Let's see who's on the jury, right? In that situation, Nasir, Evie, Tiffany, Liana, Danny, Heather, and Deshaun are on the jury. Okay,
and Shan,
and Shan, I think Deshaun votes Xander. I think he respects Xander gameplay. He
Yep.
goes for
I could see
Xander.
that.
Heather votes for Erica in that situation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Chantel obviously goes Ricard. Danny,
Yep.
I think Danny votes wherever Deshaun votes. Danny votes Xander.
Okay.
Liana,
Yep.
she votes Ricard. I mean
Yep.
that.
That's
And
so
who
now.
else is
So
there?
now, hold on, pause. That's 2-1 at this point.
Yep.
Good.
Mhm. And Nasir, I think you're right actually about that. I think Nasir goes Xander. I think Tiffany
I don't
could
know.
possibly go Erica, but I feel like she probably leans.
But Erica's not
Xander.
winning, and
Yeah.
Erica votes for Xander. So
Yeah.
if people vote for Erica, they're voting for Xander win.
Yeah,
in the end.
exactly. And Evie, I think Evie's probably a log of Xander vote at this point. She votes Xander.
Yeah.
Xander
I think she
So then
wins.
votes
that's it.
Erica there.
Really?
Okay, well
Yeah.
then that's a 3-3 to Deshaun gets 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ricard gets 2.
Yeah.
Then Ricard probably votes for Xander in that spot. I would right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
You guys think
Ricard-
Nasir might be like, I want to vote for someone who was on my original tribe?
No.
I
Because he's all
don't.
tribe kind of thing.
I think
I don't.
Nasir is more like pro provider and more pro physical strength, like physical Aussie gameplay. And although I don't think that Xander's playing an Aussie game, but by any means, I'm not saying that at all. I think Nasir might mistakenly think that and say, oh well, like if I'm picking between like a Brad Culpepper game and a Sarah Lucini game, I think Nasir goes Brad Culpepper every
Yeah,
single time.
and to add on that, like, do you really see Nasir voting for Ricard? I just
Yeah,
don't see
no.
that.
No. I could see
And-
him voting for Erica though.
I don't know.
I
I mean, he
don't really see
might
that
because
either.
she was on his original tribe, but he also was the one that told like straight to her face, like, no, I'm gonna keep
But
my
the fact that
idol.
he
I'm not gonna go
did
through.
that shows he kind of cares. I think he did that in an endearing way, but he
I
just
think
didn't
he does that
realize.
for anyone because he's sincere and he's awesome.
Yeah, that
This
is
is
Nasir.
Like,
But-
I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if he voted for Xander. I just
Yeah.
don't guarantee it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. No, even
Yeah.
if he does vote for Erica, does that become a 3-3-2?
It becomes a
where,
3-3-2, and I think that
and then
from
Erica
there,
votes for Xander.
Ricard probably picks Xander over Erica. I don't think Ricard respects Erica's game there.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I could see like Ricard voting
Woman, yeah.
Erica, like in spite of Xander or like total woman
Yeah.
thing. But I don't think Ricard is even going to get a vote in the final 3 because I,
think
feel
if-
like Xander's
yeah.
going to win that.
Or people could like, oh, wait, hold on. So Ricard's getting what? Shan and Liana, you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. I think
Yeah.
wherever Chantel votes, Liana goes, and we obviously know
Yeah.
Liana.
I think
Chantel's
Xander's
voting
biggest
Ricard.
obstacle is that Liana and Shan are not voting for him. They're not. And that's
But I
already
feel
2
like-
guaranteed votes that he's not getting, which means that he needs to have what we're saying, which is the first 3 jury members in Tiffany, Evie, and Nasir. Xander needs to have them locked up so that he can go in with
Mhm.
3 up and 2 down. But yeah, okay.
But I feel like he does though. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. More people just crying about talking about.
People are talking about how they miss Brad. They want. Someone
miss
said
Brad.
Yeah, someone says they think that the twist is that Brad's going to come back into the game and win for the immunity challenge because apparently there's going to be like some big immunity challenge. I don't think it's going to be like that big of a twist. It's probably going to be like if you sit out, if this many people sit out, you get this. I think it's going to be that probably again or
Yes,
not. Who
yep.
knows?
This is it. So if it's like Erica, Deshaun, and like a goat or something, let's just say hypothetically it's a final 2 or whatever. Let's say like hypothetically here, except like the third person is just kind of in purgatory. I think we get Erica, Chantel, Heather, yeah, okay. Where's Liana in this thing?
Is
Do
this
you
the
think
final
Liana-
2 between Erica and
Deshaun, yeah.
Deshaun? What
Yeah.
about my man Xander, the winner of the season?
Yeah, there's no Xander
He's
or
the GOAT.
Liana vote here. I don't know.
He's the
Okay, let's
greatest
just
of
move
all
on.
time.
Okay. Thoughts on this?
I think the new jury format's probably honestly a better way to have people explain their games because
Yeah.
in the old jury format, like people when they gave a speech or like whatever, they kind of just like probably already were set in where they wanted to vote. With this one, it leaves more of an open discussion to players to let them explain their games better. I like the new jury format.
I'll
think-
always go
go
old school stuff when it
I
comes to it.
agree that the old one is better, but I think I think the old one has a lower floor and a higher ceiling. I think this one this one is guaranteed to be okay, and it has the possibility to be like I think the best version of the new school one was in Game Changers when like it was like one person versus one person. We're not even gonna try and do like ask everybody an individual question. How about we literally have a jury of 10, just talk to two people, and make it a group combo. I think that's the best case scenario when you have a season like I'm trying to think a season like 38 where like it's like I feel like I don't really think the jury delivers there. I think you need a very active jury, a jury who's going to make it like a back and forth and not just like oh, okay, like my turn, like, you know what I mean? But I do feel like the questions have a higher ceiling, obviously, with all of the iconic, because one person has the floor and the spotlight's on them, and that's where you get moments like, all of our iconic moments.
Yeah.
Good. I have.
Something about that. I feel like with the old jury format, when someone like gives a speech to like criticize a player, it doesn't. I don't think it gives that much player much of a chance to like talk back. With this one, if someone wants to say something, I feel like more like often the player will get to say something back. As in old jury formats, I feel like most of the time they're just kind of set in stone with when it comes to the people giving speech and stuff like that. If someone tries to give a speech against someone, I feel like this jury format has more of a chance for a player to rebuttal with something.
That's true.
Grayson says, "Do y'all miss JD?"
Who even is JD? How many episodes was that? How many episodes was JD? I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy that
we were
like,
saying,
I like JD and Brad. I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy though? Like we were saying, like, oh my god, like if JD goes, I'm literally, this season gonna be so bad. And then like he went and it sucks.
Let me see how many episodes ago that was. I'm not good with
it's
math.
Gotta be like he went out at episode 4.
So let's see,
right?
that
five.
was
He went out 5. This is episode 10. 5 episodes ago, over a month ago.
Yeah, 5. Wait, 1,
actually not
2,
feel that
3, 4, 5. No, 6 episodes ago. He was 6 episodes ago.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
6 weeks ago. Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, I wish Shan went out in his spot and he stayed.
I don't. I think Shan brings more controversy.
Ricard should have gone out. Should have gone out in this place, but we can all dream.
Yeah, I think that Shan helps the season more entertainment wise, and if Shan's not there, we don't get any of the big storylines especially the merge there. Like, imagine if it's JD there instead. I don't think that we get Liana bonding with Shan, and then that causing the Liana like Xander moment where Xander's like nope, and then like we also don't get the Ricard versus Shan like 8 times over. We also don't get we probably don't get Ricard making it as far. I think that Ricard probably goes. I think that Ricard is more of an interesting character though. I don't know. I feel like it would be cool, like, just to have JD here or like to have Brad here instead of Shan, but I think Shan brings so much more to the season.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like,
Brad would have been crazy.
JD was off. I think JD and Brad were kind of just destined to go home pre-merge with the Uwe tribe and how it was set up. So.
Yeah.
Split the jury into 2 with 4 and 4. What does that mean? Can someone?
I don't know. All I know about 4s is drop the 4 and keep the 1.
Drop the 4 and keep the 1. That's right. Let me see. Oh no! Someone said I feel like season 40 or season 45 will be all black people with how woke Survivor's becoming. Listen, I don't disagree.
I mean, if it is, at least please not have them all be progressive.
Yeah. Have a diversity in thought,
have like a libertarian black guy.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
He'll get voted out for. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that.
Okay, I haven't read. I haven't read this. I'm reading this for the first time. Twist next episode, do or die twist. First out of the immunity challenge will have a 50-50 elimination or safety, and Danny is flopping at comps. Say what?
That sounds like some like Australian Survivor stuff right there.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Listen, man.
We don't do Aussie stuff here.
Yeah, we don't do Aussie stuff here. None of that Aussie stuff. Only Russell Hance likes the Aussie stuff.
What do you think?
I don't think he likes it that much.
What do you think's more likely, an all POC season or an all woman season? I'm curious.
Ooh,
all women. I think
all women season.
I mean, it's so weird to have that means you're literally not like bringing in white people. Like, I don't think you can
Yeah.
even do that legally.
Yeah, I feel like all women seasons, which is going to be good because like
But I
there's
feel
going to
like if
keep
you do an
grudges the
all
entire
women,
season. Obviously, no one's going
but
to
I feel like
forgive each other.
if you do an all women season, okay, so like with race, you don't lose archetypes. Like with archetypes, those transcend race. We see Tony being a mafioso, but we also see, like for example, Joe Mena being like the same archetype, and they're different races.
Mhm.
You can jump archetypes and races. There's the mom, like the
Yeah.
teen mom. It can be it really doesn't matter what color you are. Whereas with archetypes, they are based off gender. So there is no mafioso. Maybe Shan just broke that, but like there is
I
no
don't know.
male.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I still don't really think. I think she did a bad job at
She
it.
can say
Really,
she's
for
the
this.
mafia passer all she wants, but
Yeah.
she still played
So
pretty conservatively
I
if you look at
I
Oh
it.
yeah, she played like a mafioso. She just didn't
Yeah.
like. Not every mafioso is
I
successful.
I
Yeah.
think that if they do it all women season, I think they're smart enough to realize that they're going to lose a lot of the good editing archetypes that help them, like the male nerd gone, the mafioso gone,
It comes down to how good looking they are.
sure,
Right. Yeah.
true
True.
that,
So
true
I mean,
that.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
like, I just feel like which one do
Thoughts
you think
first,
would be
knots.
which one do you think would be more controversial, an all POC season or an all women season?
I think
I
all
would
POC would be way
I
more
would see. I
controversial.
would definitely say
Yeah.
all
So
POC.
they would go with all women, even though it'd probably be a
I think if
worse
it's an all
season.
dude season, it's much more controversial for an all dude
Oh yeah,
season.
definitely. But it'd be
The
more
only way you get away
Because
with it is if by the next season having the opposite gender be the whole thing.
the issue
True.
is that if it's an all the same grace is that when you do all girls, dudes being dudes and being like horny, like dudes are fine with that. Whereas if a woman sees a bunch of dudes and like it's and of course if a dude sees all dudes, it's like both parties there
Dudes
are
sees all
not
dudes.
not
Okay.
are not
Bro,
are not
okay,
okay with it.
what are you
Whereas
Well,
going on with
let's
this?
just admit that it wouldn't be that fun watching a one gender
yeah,
season.
Okay,
that would
but
be so
but
bad.
hear me out, right?
And
I
how you
feel
can't do that actually nowadays in a one gender because everyone's all kinds of different
Oh
genders.
yeah, that's true. Let's.
true. I mean, well, no, like you can. It's just people get mad at you.
Somebody says.
I mean, yeah, yes, correct.
Somebody says. Oh, forget what I just said. Forget
Oh
it.
yeah, let's do a season where there's actually no men and no women, and like we all have all the other genders, like
No men,
freaking
All
gender
the other-
no
fluid or
men, no
whatever,
women.
or
Nope.
like demisexual.
You
Does
have
that mean you
the
like?
Zers versus the
Yeah,
theys
does
versus the.
demisexual mean like you like really like Demi Lovato or something? I still don't know what that is.
Well, that's
Okay,
just as
let's
bad.
let's
I would hate to be that kind of person.
let's pivot. Someone says, "Is it fair to say that Heather's like JP from HHH?"
Well, like she is edit wise, but they're definitely two completely
Definitely
different
not.
people.
I think JP is such a defining boot for me because in that season, the first three votes of that post merge near like almost as boring as like the Australian Outback post merge. Like
Mhm.
those first three HHH boots, where I think it's like Cole or it's Jessica, Cole, and like Joe Mena.
Desi, or-
So yeah, Desi. Like those are four boots that are just so boring. Then like at the spaghetti reward episode, which is the JP
the
boot,
spaghetti reward.
that one just kicked the season off in the next like 5 episodes all the way to the finale. Whether you like it, whether you like the Ben or whatever, I think they were all just really good episodes.
I hate that
And
season.
so you said what?
This season's the season I stopped Survivor for a little bit
This
Really?
season.
because of the
HHH.
fire making and
Really?
all
I'm
the Ben
actually like
idols.
okay. Hear me out, right? Like I'm not like that. Like I still prefer a vote, right? But I don't think the fire award is. I mean, challenge is as bad as people say it is. But I still would rather prefer a vote. But
I love a final two and it just keeps getting farther and farther from the
bro,
final
do you
two.
just like every like old school like thing better than new school basically?
Well, most things, but like just think, final two is like that's how the game should be, right? That's the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
do
game.
agree.
You can
I do
still
agree
vote
with that
out
one.
one more
I do agree
person.
with that take. The final two is kind of like
I think that like I like did a video way back. Like it's like one of my least viewed. I think it has like less than 100 views. This is back when I did, like was just starting. But I did a video like discussing a final two or a final three and what I thought was better. And I had been talking about how final three is like the better version for me personally. Like I think overall it's been proven to be better at preventing people from dragging, like the this or that. But I do think that the final two is just so much easier to digest because it's one person versus one person, this person versus that. It's not like three people. I feel like the person final tribals just feel clunkier and not as natural.
You get way more goats at the end with Final Three.
I feel like it kind of be like this. I feel like Final Threes may have like better final tribal councils, or like may lead to better final tribals. I feel like Final Twos are more epic, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
it's two people at the end. Like it really does feel like it should be like a Final Two. Like Final Three just feels kind of like weird, but I do feel like a Final Three probably is better for the show.
What's up, Ethan?
I just think it's usually when they do a Final Three anyway, one person usually gets ignored at tribal anyway.
Yeah, but it's
so
funny
it's really
to
a
hear
Final
them,
Two
to like say why they should win, even though they don't have a shot. Like I feel like it's really funny watching what was her name in David versus Goliath, Angelina, like try to give her like speech about why she should win, because she like sit out for a while or something like that, even though she's never gonna win. It's like it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Ethan's in here. What's up, bro?
Yep, Ethan is in here. Let me see. He said, so he says I could go for a final two this season. That would be unexpected. Yeah, I agree.
I feel like there's a chance they might do that, honestly.
Yeah, because the winner was announced at Final Tribal. So if you're gonna announce it, I think it's more epic to have it be like a duel than like how do you announce? Okay, first it's not Erica. Okay, here's the final two now.
That's
I feel like that's more epic to say like, hey, okay, it's you versus you. I'm gonna read the votes. You know what I mean? Like the only time we're just on that is what Wendell versus Dom, and I think we all agree that if that was a final two there, that would be so much more cool because then it's really just 1v1. And so I mean, that's the thing.
1v1 me in Survivor, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't think they will because they need to get to the end quicker. They don't have enough time to vote out another person.
No, the finale's at Final Five, so I mean that leaves
you have to vote out 3 people there.
It hasn't like the past 10 seasons been like a Final 6 finale, and then it's a Final 3 at the end. That's a 3-person dude. I mean, if they can get their 2-hour two-hour finale, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Do you think they do? Go ahead, guys. Go off.
So I mean, I feel like if they do like a Final 5, they're probably gonna do like a Final 5. A Final 5 finale, right? And I still think if they do a Final 5 finale, it leaves the door open for a Final 2, but they just have to kind of rush the episode a bit more.
I think we'll like start to feel it as it comes, like sooner and sooner. I do feel like if they're doing it, they should probably announce it like at this next episode and just like say, okay, it's like the final 7. You're like 5 votes away from when you're going to be pleading your case. It's going to be a final 2. Okay, there you go. Great. Like I feel like that's more fair than saying, okay, like at the dude, imagine if they like walked all the way to Final Tribal and Jeff's like, but wait, you guys actually are voting out somebody tonight. No talking, go up and vote, and they all vote out.
Jeff loves that kind of stuff.
I mean, but I feel like they can realize that might just lead to a boring option to where like if there's people in line to just do that with no voting. I feel like Ethan has a good question. Like, do you think they'd still do a fire making challenge at 4 if there's a final 2? I don't think so.
No.
If we don't get a fire making challenge at the final 4, then we know 100%. I feel like that it's going to be a final 2 this season.
Or what they could do, and what I actually like better. So I actually like better, like I feel like, okay, tell me if y'all think this is super or not. At the final 4, instead of saying, hey, you're going to do a challenge, the winner of that challenge doesn't have to participate in this other challenge. They can drag somebody who doesn't have to participate in this other challenge, and they get to pick 2 people to participate in this challenge. The challenge being fire making. Instead of that, why don't they just all do fire making at Tribal? It's 4 people, and then the last one to finish loses. I feel like that's it. Like that's the most fair. If
make them all do it.
Yeah, and then like the last person to finish loses, because if you're gonna claim that it's all about fire, that's the reason why. Okay, then give everybody the responsibility to make fire, and the person who just cannot, that's the person who goes, because it's an equal opportunity stage as well for me. So
I like that better than the way it is now.
I mean, I'm so sorry about that. Look, it's not about fire, okay? It's about drive. God. It's about power.
Oh my God, bro. I didn't know it was coming too. When you apologize, somebody says, I think I should switch it up sometimes to make final 2. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
I think just keep it final 2. Because I think it's kind of unfair too to throw it at them at the end, because they plan their whole game around the end game.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. Imagine if they did it through like every other season. It's a final 3, final 2. Like this season, final 3, 42, final 2. 43, final 3, 42. You know what I'm saying? I feel
I mean,
like that would make some interesting gameplay options.
I would
but-
take it over no final twos.
So
but-
I've actually done a lot of research on this comment / question that we got in the chat, which is like talking about a tie at final 3. I think my theory, because people have said, do they like fly out the person who is the who's like the Sydney person in this case? Do they take the last person from the jury, put them in and make it like a final 4? Do they like have them revote again and again and again until somebody flips? I think that they just play it out as if it's a final 2. They like have them do a challenge. The winner gets to vote out the one of the 2 of the other players, and then they just do a final 2 from there. I think that's the only way that you break a tie.
Yeah, because I don't think it's feasible that they bring back the final like even if it's like their emerged non-jury player like Sydney. I just like they have to fly all the way to like Australia or whatever they're bringing them to. They bring them back just to vote for one person. It's like I don't know. They probably do. They probably do a challenge, fire making challenge,
Australia.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They probably
or
do
Varner,
like
I guess.
some like, or maybe they make the jury vote out one last person, or
No. I think
but,
they go for a. I think what they do is say, okay, since y'all can't decide when it's a final 3, it is now a final 2. Let's have a balance challenge or something, or like do like a challenge.
No balance challenge.
Like for like the like or something like that. Or
like
what
challenges for the
like that challenge that like in Africa, like I know it's where it was
trivia
like
one.
Yeah, the trivia one. They did the trivia one for the jury.
I don't think that's fair at all. I think you do a fire making challenge, and the first one to get it is the person who wins immunity. They pick the person to take the end and the person to vote out, like they did in an old school final 2, and then you do a final 2 from there. I think that's the only.
Or the last person to
make
a fire wins, because like if the
last person to make a fire, what?
No, like okay, so like the 3 people in it, right? No, the 3 people in it, right? First person, like it just if you get a fire, right, you get into it. So like the last person that doesn't have a fire is out. It's not like they vote someone out. It's last person to make a fire is out. So like say like it's a final 3 between Xander, Ricard, and Erica. Xander obviously is the first person to make the fire because he's the best, and then Ricard makes a fire second. Erica gets out. That's kind of what I mean.
Yeah, they had a 9-person jury. I believe it was in One World, and then I think they had it again, or they had it before that in South Pacific as well.
But then they realized that's dumb.
Jeff just gets to make the final vote.
Yeah,
Jeff gets to make the final.
Jeff was actually asked about this.
He said he always says they have a plan. We have a plan.
Yeah, so in a pregame interview around the time, so I think it was pregame for Ghost Down, which is kind of ironic. Remember in season 34's finale when they had revealed that like what ended up happening in Ghost Down. They had actually
that's actually weird that they revealed what happened,
which is hilarious because they went to go film Ghost Down 2 days after the 34 finale had aired. And so at that finale, they were like, okay, if it's a tie, then the third person votes whatever, and that ended up happening in Ghost Down. Well, the guy in pregame who had just seen that. He was like, okay, well, what happens if it's a 9-person jury and it's a 3-3 vote? And Jeff's like, well, this is like we would like keep it a secret until then to like build up suspense for the viewers. Which is honestly, I like that. Rather than like seeing it in some like Entertainment Weekly interview with some like weird.
But
we'll just pull it out of our ass when it comes.
If Survivor does end, I hope they tell us what it would have been. If Survivor does end, they better tell us, because they also said they have a plan if Jeff has to leave. That someone's what will happen. They said they have a plan for that too.
Yeah.
So when Survivor doesn't, when Survivor doesn't, I hope they like reveal like production like secrets or whatever, like kind of like about that stuff. Because I actually am curious what they would do for.
Did you know that when you sign the contract, you are not allowed to reveal the ways of production for the next 2 years? After
what does that even mean? The ways of production?
Which is so dumb. Which is so dumb. Like, what does that
mean? How they interfere or whatever.
Maybe like the rotations of cameramen.
What they ask, maybe
change it.
Maybe I don't know, because like, but why is it like for 2 years after? Why don't just make it like you can't see it at all, or like whatever stuff like that? But maybe I feel like maybe if they did forever, maybe they said like you can't do it forever. People would be more hesitant to sign it. But
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think they probably think no one will care what you have to say after you're not on the show anymore.
Facts.
After you're not on the show for 2 years.
And there's always the threat of if you speak out against us, we'll not bring you back on the show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well, I feel like
that
if you-
alone would keep me silent forever.
Oh yeah,
That's
I mean,
what keeps
like
every CBS.
yeah.
player
Once I go on
silent.
Survivor for the first time, if I ever do, I'm just Twitter deleted, Instagram deleted. I'm not.
Done.
I'm making sure I don't say anything.
No, I'm exposing it
Okay.
all if I get on.
Okay, so who is our LVP for the episode? I think we have to go with Deshaun, just because he comes out of this episode with heat on
I
his
was gonna
ass,
say
and
Liana,
he really
'cause I
didn't
don't
make
like
his
her.
move.
I mean,
Actually,
I
no,
put
yeah. You're right.
She was
You're
really
wrong,
crying
yeah.
about how not Chantel was getting voted out, not her was going to get voted out, but
Ricard.
Ricard was going to get. It's like, bro, like why you cry? Like,
or
seriously.
like third most important person in her, or maybe fourth actually. Most important person in her game is getting voted out. Oh my god, how evil!
It's
like the worst.
And on top of that, she doesn't even get Shan's vote. Like Shan's lone ally isn't going to get her vote. The person who blindsided her is going to get her vote. So you and Shan are in this together. You both get the a 3-3 vote split on you, and you survive. You should expect to get Shan's jury vote. And Shan says out loud, "No, I'm going to go for Ricard. That's an L for you." Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah, that's
who's
massive,
our MVP? I think it has to be our immunity winner, Ricard. I think he
Xander
wins immunity.
I was gonna say
Xander
Erica,
did nothing.
Actually,
Xander did nothing.
But like he comes out way better.
I understand, but like I think the whole point of an MVP is like
just who played the best this episode.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Erica.
It's like this. I feel like the MVP is about this individual episode, not who we think like is going home like in the long term or who could win in the long term, but just who played this episode the best. And I do think that Ricard gets out his biggest person that he wants to get out, posts off a huge blindside, and splits the vote. I do think there's an argument for Erica because she's the one who split the vote and saves herself from possibly getting I out by Shan. So I mean,
I agree with Ricard.
Yeah, I guess, but he's not gonna win because it's Ricard. So you know,
it was a great moment. Like you never see someone like that tight with someone and then like have such a big smile about taking him out. That's why I wish he would just embrace being a villain because
but on Twitter he's like meh. Like bro, Russell Hans was absolutely slaughtered by everyone. It's not even close to how badly it is for you, but oh my god, they shouldn't be being mean on Survivor. Like you seem like the type of guy that likes to be mean to people. Like why are you complaining?
I just got a comment on one of my videos saying someone said ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead.
But no, like Ricard's like the type of guy that loves to be sassy and like loves to be mean. So like, why are you mad that they're making you the villain of the season? Just embrace it. I would embrace it. Like I'd love to be the villain of the season. You know, personally.
That's why I wish they just embraced Shan being a villain too.
Yeah,
because Shan really is a villain. I feel like.
I think. Wait, so is it Rick from 38? Like no, or what was his name? Ron. Like 38. Ron is someone a perfect example of villain who everybody liked Ron, and we all knew we all knew he was the villain, and he embraced it. And he wasn't egregious with it. He didn't say anything crazy. He was the villain because he opposed the heroes. Like that's cool. Someone like Ricard, if he could just own up to that role as being like a villain, like just own it, bro.
Just own it, bro.
Bro. Okay, and. Anything else, or can we go on to your channels? You guys good? Okay, great. What's going on in this kind of Skylander landscape over there in the Skylander universe?
All right, so I stream every Saturday and or Sunday, Friday, whatever. At this point, also a new upload on Survivant actually tomorrow. You guys noted that. I think I showed you the thumbnail.
Yeah,
it's SJW's versus Survivor. It's another commentary video where I bring up I think 4 or 5 points that SJWs like to make on Survivor and debunk them. It's like kind of like MythBusters for SJWs, and another episode on the
Woke Busters.
Yeah, and another episode on Skylander Gamer TV on Sunday. SGTV Sundays is actually what it's called. So yeah. That's kind of what's going on.
Sounds exciting. What's going on there in the bitter universe?
I might have a big project happening in the works, but I don't want to really give any information out just in case it doesn't go.
Tell us. After we go off the air.
Yeah.
Exclusive. All right.
I don't want to get people's hopes up too much just in case it doesn't come together.
No, we get it.
Yeah, just tell us after. Just tell us after. You know?
Anything else Anything else that we want to tell people on the internet?
Subscribe to
Bitter?
Surviving.
No, I'm talking Bitter for his channel.
Oh no, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
You
On
subscribe to
my
Surviving
channel, the
Research.
channel that you're watching this on, if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, you've committed treason. You're going to get publicly executed. Just kidding. Yeah, maybe not.
Damn.
I'm not kidding. But again, guys, 1.1K. We've already hit.
It's actually 1.2K.
1.2. There you go. I haven't even seen it. So there you go. We're at 1.2K. Let's get to 2K very, very quickly. Hopefully before 42, we can at least get to 3K, maybe 4. I mean, listen, you just never know with you guys.
Like 10K maybe. Who knows?
Imagine
It's gonna be a lot of K's. That's all we know.
A lot of K's.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I regretted saying that as soon as I said that. So
whole lot of K's type.
I'll retract that because I know a lot of people. There's a lot of people who might like taking that out of context, but.
God, guys, the bitter juror is a racist.
No, just every kiss begins with K. It's a great jeweler company.
Yep,
yeah, great chocolate company. Best, yeah.
Dude, how are we still in the air? Okay, if you're watching this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give me a 5-star rating or whatever you do over there in your realm.
Are we on Spotify now? Oh, we're like real fancy now.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. So yeah, there you go, guys. We have a video coming out tomorrow, and it's gonna be either a video on Sunday or Saturday or neither, but definitely a video on Sunday with our Power Rankings podcast. Maybe a special guest will pop on. You literally just never know who's going to pop on there. And then next week, obviously, we'll have a video Monday and Tuesday probably. Expect the 42 cast assessment second part to come out sometime next week. That's gonna be like a weekly thing for me. So I'm gonna space out those uploads. Thank you guys for the continued support, clicking, sharing, doing all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, the little bell. That's the most important thing in the entire world. Food, water, not as important. None of this happens without you guys. I'm just a weird guy talking into a microphone. That's it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.